Hi, I'm Casey with Keeping It YYC, and today I am joined by Sara Herlevsen of Boleyn ADHD Tutoring and Life Coaching. How are you today, Sara?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm excited for this interview.
Too.
So I will start and have you tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, my business is kind of in the name, the ADHD Tutoring and Coaching. So what we do is we work specifically with attention deficit disorder children, teens, and adults. So that means curriculum, life skills, and workplace skills. So we have adults join the program who are struggling in the workplace, who might have not learned the skills they need inside the school during the time they were in it. And as well, we work with children who are working on curriculum-based assignments that aren't going as well for them. Yeah, we just keep it upbeat and fun.
It is nice for me personally to hear that it's a program that extends into adulthood, because it's something that I recently, after meeting with my doctors and all this kind of stuff, we've realized it's something that I struggle with personally.
Well, yeah. Many females were missed in the previous decades. So there was a period of history when they believed only certain demographics could have it, leading us to the last one was they believed only male brains could have it. So a lot of females were missed. Females present as still wanting to get out of their chairs, but they figure out that helping the teacher hand out things won't get them in trouble, but they're still out of their chairs. So they get missed until the exoskeleton of the school is no longer there. And then they go to college and it's hard, and they go into the workplace and it's hard. And that's true for many ADHDers, but females in particular struggle with more of the emotional side of it. The shame spiraling, the guilt, the comparing to others happens usually in adulthood. So that's why I wanted to extend that, is because I didn't see anything in the world like that.
Yeah. I haven't seen much either in my, it hasn't only been the last 8 or 9 months, but in my exploring, looking into what my options are personally, even talking with my doctor, he was like, limited. He's like, unfortunately, it is.
So I kind of was like, be the change you want to see in the world, but by accident. I started doing it, like even when I was working as a massage therapist, a lot of my patients would open up, and it was starting, took the life coaching training, evolved from there. Lockdown 2020 was when ADHD really showed its face this year. So it was parents versus students all of a sudden. Parents having to teach, parents not knowing what those symptoms were during the day until they had to work with them. So frustration happened, like pent-up anger happened, child felt bad. And we also saw spouses that they had not seen these symptoms day in, day out, all day, all of a sudden were present. And workplace switching to remote, when we already struggle with some workplace situations, it wasn't like people couldn't stop watching Netflix just because they wanted to. It was because ADHD makes it hard to change tasks. So they would spend days beating themselves up, feeling guilty that they couldn't switch tasks. And it was a disorder. It's not a decision. So once they hear that there's terms for it, that they're not alone, it really helps a lot of adults.
It
really does. So it all started.
It's funny because I'm glad COVID did that, because COVID is that's how it brought it out for me and Matt. We had about a rough month go where I didn't understand what was going on.
Because all of a sudden there was the face of it, that it was masked by work, by schedule, by routine. That's what ADHDers need. A good comparison I often make is neurotypicals get an automatic car. We have a standard car. Both can be marvelous cars. You need to know how to switch the gears of the standard, or you're on the side of the road, embarrassed that your car stalled, angry, not knowing what to do, you burnt out the engine. That's just the difference. We can do the neurotypical classes. We are very skilled, but we need the routine. We need the how do I do part, which nobody answers.
Yeah, I love that analogy. That really, really hit the nail on the head. So my second question, I mean, you kind of spoke to this a little bit, but what have you been doing to adapt in the current environment?
Well, it all kind of started the first week of lockdown with my own ADHD. So first week of lockdown, I was anxious. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm really good at trivia. I have a lot of random knowledge. That was the only thing it was used for, was trivia nights. I was everyone's top pick for team. But I made one post on Facebook, on my own Facebook, that said, if anybody needs help with the curriculum K to 12, I need something to do. I'm ADHD myself, and I would love to work with if you're having troubles with your ADHD. So they came. Many, 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 many people came. So that's when the Associated Press called in April, was because it had already been worldwide. From first week of lockdown, they called April 25th. I was getting up at 3 a.m. to see the United Kingdom kids. And then Australia's opposite. So 9 p.m. would be their 9 a.m. We're watching that shadow cross towards the prime meridian daily. Yeah. So it was all day, every day, but I love it because I got to relearn about things that I had forgotten. The joy of the Bermuda Triangle, all these things that we learned about quickly, but haven't learned about, seeing updates in the curriculum. So I volunteered the program for free worldwide, March until July for the graduates. So some went into first weeks of July, took a break, and then we launched it as a company. And many of the clients that I saw during that time have signed up once I became a company. They're still with me, which is awesome.
They saw the value in what you were providing, so.
Yeah, or it was great. It sounds terrible, but their child wouldn't see anyone else. So I had made the bond that, so it's not, we try to keep our packages flat rates. So that's how we're adapting to the financial era of this time, is we don't want anyone to feel our service is unattainable due to finances. So we don't charge hourly. For that reason, we work with ADHD students and adults. That would be, knowing the disorder, extremely unfair. Some sessions will go great, some sessions not so much. If someone forgets or misses a session, we roll it. We never cancel it. It's never lost. So to keep it financially attainable for what people need, we work on packages. So 1 session a week, 2 sessions a week, 3 sessions a week, and up. So we try to, and even if somebody still feels it's unattainable, we try to work with them on a solution. So I'm sure that can't go on the advertisement that we offer sliding scale, because then they come, but we do take sliding scale arrangements because we don't want to be unattainable. If somebody says that's the only reason that they won't sign up, then we work on that reason, because that's not fair. Everybody has a different 20/20 stage.
Yeah, 100%. You keep saying we, so it is how many people?
So it's myself. So I'm Sara, head coach and founder. We have payroll and invoicing, Megan Erickson. Our administrator, Jody Segura. We just hired a French-only ADHD tutor. Her name is Rosie. We have another adult coach named Jill, and a male tutor who is just starting in this week. His name is Joe, and he has a philosophy degree. And we're still looking to hire one more tutor, so that will be done this week as well. But it took off very fast. So we had to hire. I ran out of room myself. So, and the French we thought was excellent. So we got approached by her, which was great.
Yeah, that opens up a whole demographic.
Yeah.
So my third question is, what can people do to support their local businesses right now?
So just to support is, even if you can't support financially, look to see what donations that company is looking for. So in our case, donations of art supplies, notebooks, planners, anything really that is school related, we will take. Books. So that's how you can support, other than, of course, utilizing the service, paying for the service.
Yeah.
Another way to support is just to simply share. So share on your Facebook if a company looks good. Tell your friends, I haven't been here, haven't tried them, but they look really interesting, because somebody is going to see it and somebody might contact that business. And even if it's only one person based on your share, that's support.
Yeah. It's one person they didn't have before.
Yeah, community effort. Facebook, Instagram, or even word of mouth. I saw this post that resonated with me from such and such a page, and you might be interested in it. So I've had a few referrals that way, that people said, I followed your page. I already am seeing somebody, but a friend was over, said that they were experiencing XYZ, and I thought of a post you made, and I showed it to them, and that person did email me. They did, because they saw it, and that friend knew them well.
Yeah.
Great.
I feel that that's true. I'm often looking, even if I'm out shopping or whatever, I have a network of people that I always have in mind, like, would this appeal to them? Would this look good on them? Like, so it is, if you know people well, and I feel like, wow, this could be beneficial, maybe not to me, but to this person. So
yeah, and also like watching other people with their children. So that's what happened with the post in the beginning, was that got shared and shared and shared and shared till it was worldwide, because it was such a common problem, or not problem, a common experience. It was a common experience that all ADHDers were having all of a sudden. So it was shared just like that.
yeah.
And it surprised me, but I have loved every minute of it. Because again, the triangle, you forget. You were like, what happened to that threat against humanity? Oh, nothing. You just did nothing about it. Okay, then.
Yeah. That's funny. So then my final question is just, do you have any tips or tricks you can share in relation to your area of expertise?
I would say the most important thing is, if you are in a home learning situation with an ADHDer and you are the parent, is to manage your expectations, because it is an explanation, not an excuse. It's a disorder, not a decision. So always ask the child or who you're working with for an explanation. I forget, I don't know how, I feel sick, are excuses usually. And it usually means something else. It usually means I never learned how to do it, is I forget. But one strategy is managing your expectations for the person you're working with. What is their personality like outside symptoms? You love this person's important to you. Make sure that you are showing them patience and love, and that it's unconditional of their symptoms. Talk to them about their symptoms, child, teen, or adult. Ask them, because children intuitively do know that they are different. We watch others to see what we're like. And when you work differently, you feel bad. But when you meet others that are just like you, and you're like, oh, everything goes much better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even in the workplace. If you see someone struggling, just don't assume that they are struggling by choice, or that they're just putting it off by choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm ADHD too. I'm combined type.
So you know the feeling firsthand. So
yeah, I'm a half space cadet, half the moment.
Beautiful. So that was all the questions I had for you today. We do like that you kind of end the interview for us by just looking into the camera, giving us your name, the name of your business, and then just asking everyone to keep it local, keep it YYC.
Okay. So this is Sara Herlevsen from Boleyn ADHD Tutoring and Coaching, and keeping it local, keep it YYC.